Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, also known as Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in the United States, India, and the Philippines, is a 2001 fantasy film directed by Chris Columbus and written by Steve Kloves, based on the 1997 novel by J.K. Rowling. It is the first installment in the Harry Potter film series, and stars Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, with Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley, and Emma Watson as Hermione Granger. The film follows Harry's first year at Hogwarts as he discovers that he is a famous wizard and begins his formal wizarding education. Warner Brothers Pictures bought the film rights to the book in 1999 for a reported £1 million, $1.65 million. Production began in the United Kingdom in 2000, with Columbus being chosen to helm the film from a short list of directors that included Steven Spielberg and Rob Reiner. Rowling insisted that the entire cast be British and Irish, with the three leads chosen in August 2000 following open casting calls. Filming took place at Leavesden Film Studios and historic buildings around the United Kingdom from September 2000 to March 2001. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone premiered at Odeon Leicester Square in London on November 4, 2001 and was released on November 16 in the United Kingdom and the United States by Warner Brothers Pictures. It became a critical and commercial success, grossing $974 million at the box office during its initial run and over $1 billion with subsequent re-releases, against a $125 million budget. It became the highest-grossing film of 2001 and the second highest-grossing film at the time. The film was nominated for several awards, including Academy Awards for Best Original Score, Best Art Direction and Best Costume Design. It was followed by 7 sequels, beginning with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in 2002 and ending with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2 in 2011. Plot. Orphaned as a baby, Harry Potter is entrusted to his only living relatives, the Dursley family that isn't related to the wizarding world, by Professor Albus Dumbledore, Professor Minerva McGonagall, and Keykeeper Rubeus Hagrid from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Due to their hatred of the wizarding world, the Dursleys keep Harry unaware of magic until his 11th birthday approaches, when their home is flooded with letters addressed to Harry, informing him he has been accepted to study magic at Hogwarts. As the Dursleys intercept the letters, Hagrid is sent to fetch the boy. Harry subsequently purchases school supplies with Hagrid at Diagon Alley, where he learns he is celebrated for surviving the dark wizard Lord Voldemort, who seemingly perished after murdering Harry's parents and left him with only a lightning bolt-shaped scar. Lord Voldemort had killed Lily and James Potter because of a prophecy that was seen about Harry having something to do with his downfall. Harry journeys to Hogwarts aboard the Hogwarts Express, where he meets Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. Upon arrival, the first-year students are sorted into 4 houses. Harry, Ron, and Hermione join Gryffindor, while the haughty Draco Malfoy goes to Slytherin, known for producing dark wizards. As they begin learning about magic and exploring Hogwarts, the 3 accidentally wander onto a forbidden corridor on the 3rd floor, guarded by a giant 3-headed dog named Fluffy. They subsequently question what it could be guarding. They also question how one would acquire a 3-headed dog. While Harry and Ron become friends, Hermione's studious ways ostracize her from the other students. On Halloween, Ron insults her and she retreats to the girls' toilets. At the same time, a mountain troll is found loose in the school. Harry and Ron rescue her from the troll and, when the teachers find them, Hermione takes the blame by saying she went looking for the troll, affirming the three's friendship. At the same time, Harry notices Potions Professor Severus Snape has sustained an injury. At his first flying lesson, Harry displays such impressive flying skills that McGonagall makes him seeker for the Gryffindor Quidditch team. During his first match, Ron and Hermione act when they see Snape appearing to jinx Harry's broomstick. Snape's actions lead Harry to suspect him of trying to get into the 3rd floor corridor, which Hagrid dismisses, unintentionally revealing Fluffy is guarding something known only to Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel. Harry and Ron spend Christmas together at Hogwarts, where Harry receives a cloak of invisibility and discovers the Mirror of Erised, which displays one's deepest desire. When Hermione returns, she informs the boys that Nicholas Flamel is the creator of the Philosopher's Stone, which can grant users immortality, and determines that this is what is being kept on the 3rd floor. When Harry later encounters someone in the forest surrounding the school feeding on a unicorn, which the centaur Firenze informs him can keep a person alive, Harry deduces that it was Voldemort and that Snape wants to use the Philosopher's Stone to revive him. When Dumbledore is summoned to London, the 3 suspects Snape will attempt to steal the stone and decide to stop him. They believed that he would use the stone to make sure that Voldemort would live forever as long as he had the stone. Sneaking onto the 3rd floor, they get past Fluffy and face further defenses of a strangling plant, flying keys, and a giant, enchanted chessboard, which leaves Ron incapacitated. Hermione tends to him, leaving Harry alone to confront the intruder, which turns out to be timid Professor Quirrell, whom Snape had been investigating all year while protecting Harry. Harry is granted the stone by the final defense, the Mirror of Erised, by virtue of not desiring it. Quirrell reveals Voldemort's weakened form on the back of his head, and they attempt to persuade Harry to hand it over. When Harry refuses, Voldemort orders Quirrell to kill him, but Harry's touch incinerates Quirrell's body, from which Voldemort's soul escapes. Harry wakes up in the hospital wing, where Dumbledore explains that the stone has been destroyed, and that Harry has twice overcome Voldemort owing to his mother's sacrifice, which repels harmful magic through him. As the school year ends, Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Neville Longbottom earn house points for their heroism, enabling Gryffindor to win the House Cup despite Slytherin's lead. As the summer nears, Harry is happy to have found a real home at Hogwarts. Cast. Further information, list of Harry Potter cast members. A photograph of Daniel Radcliffe. A photograph of Rupert Grint. A photograph of Emma Watson. Top to bottom, Daniel Radcliffe, pictured in 2022, Rupert Grint, 2018, and Emma Watson, 2013. Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter. An 11-year-old orphan living with his unwelcoming aunt, uncle, and cousin, who learns of his own fame as a wizard known to have survived his parents' murder at the hands of the Dark Wizard Lord Voldemort as an infant when he is accepted to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Columbus had wanted Radcliffe for the role since he saw him in the BBC's production of David Copperfield before the open casting sessions had taken place, but had been told by casting director Susan Figgis that Radcliffe's protective parents would not allow their son to take part in fear of him not going to have a normal childhood. 6-7 Columbus explained that his persistence in giving Radcliffe the role was responsible for Figgis' resignation. 6 Radcliffe was asked to audition in 2000 when Heyman and Kloves met him and his parents at a production of Stones in His Pockets in London. 8 Heyman and Columbus successfully managed to convince Radcliffe's parents that their son would be protected from media intrusion. They agreed to let him play Harry. 6 Rowling approved of Radcliffe's casting, stating that having seen his screen test, I don't think Chris Columbus could have found a better Harry. 9. Radcliffe was reportedly paid £1 million for the film, although he felt the fee was not that important to him. 10 The Saunders triplets appear as Harry as a baby. 11. Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley. Harry's best friend at Hogwarts and a younger member of the Weasley wizarding family. A fan of the series, Grint decided he would be perfect for the part because he has ginger hair. 10 Having seen a news round report about the open casting, he sent in a video of himself rapping about how he wished to receive the part. His attempt was successful as the casting team asked for a meeting with him. 10. Emma Watson as Hermione Granger. Harry's other best friend and the trio's brains. Watson's Oxford theatre teacher passed her name on to the casting agents and she had to do over 5 interviews before she got the part. 12 Watson took her audition seriously, but never really thought she had any chance of getting the role. 10. The producers were impressed by Watson's self-confidence and she outperformed the thousands of other girls who had applied. 13. John Cleese as Nearly Headless Nick, the ghost of Gryffindor House. 14. Robbie Coltrane as Rubeus Hagrid, a half-giant and Hogwarts gamekeeper. Coltrane was one of the two actors Rowling wanted most, along with Smith as McGonagall. 15-16 Coltrane, who was already a fan of the books, prepared for the role by discussing Hagrid's past and future with Rowling. 17-18. Warwick Davis as Phileas Flitwick, the Charms Master and head of Ravenclaw House. 19 Davis also plays two other roles in the film, the Goblin Head Teller at Gringotts 20 and dubs the voice of Griphook, who is embodied by Vern Troyer. 21. Richard Griffiths as Vernon Dursley, Harry's Muggle uncle. 20. Richard Harris as Albus Dumbledore, Hogwarts headmaster and one of the most famous and powerful wizards of all time. Harris initially rejected the role, only to reverse his decision after his granddaughter stated she would never speak to him again if he did not take it. 22, 23, 24. Ian Hart as Quirinus Quirrell, the stuttering defense against the dark arts teacher at Hogwarts. 20 Hart also voiced Lord Voldemort. 25 While Richard Bremer provided his physical appearance and portrayed him as a hooded figure during a flashback. 25-26. John Hurt as Mr. Ollivander, a highly regarded wand maker and the owner of Ollivanders. 20. Alan Rickman as Severus Snape, the potions master and head of Slytherin House. Fiona Shaw as Petunia Dursley, Harry's Muggle aunt. 20. Maggie Smith as Minerva McGonagall, the deputy headmistress, head of Gryffindor and Transfiguration teacher at Hogwarts. Smith was one of the two actors Rowling wanted most, along with Coltrane as Hagrid. 15. Julie Walters as Molly Weasley, Ron's mother. She shows Harry how to get to platform 9+3-4. 27. Additionally, Zoe Wanamaker appears as Madame Hooch, Hogwarts flying instructor and Quidditch referee. 28 Tom Felton portrays Draco Malfoy, a student in Slytherin and Harry's rival. 29 Harry Melling plays Dudley Dursley, Harry's Muggle cousin, and David Bradley appears as Argus Filch, Hogwarts caretaker. 30 Matthew Lewis, Devon Murray, and Alfred Enoch portray Neville Longbottom, Seamus Finnegan and Dean Thomas respectively, three first-year students in Gryffindor. 31 James and Oliver Phelps play twins Fred and George Weasley, Ron's brothers. 32 While Chris Rankin appears as his other brother Percy, a Gryffindor prefect. 33 and Bonnie Wright appears as Ron's sister Ginny. 34 Sean Biggerstaff portrays Oliver Wood, the captain and keeper of the Gryffindor Quidditch team. 35 Jamie Waylett and Josh Herdman play Crabbe and Goyle, Malfoy's minions. 36 and Leslie Phillips voices the Sorting Hat. 37 Derek Deadman plays Tom, innkeeper of the Leaky Cauldron. 38 and Elizabeth Spriggs appears as the Fat Lady, a painting at Hogwarts. 39 Jean Southern plays Dimpled Woman on Train. 40. Production. Development. In 1997, producer David Heyman searched for a children's book that could be adapted into a well-received film. 41 He had planned to produce Diana Wynne Jones' novel The Ogre Downstairs, but his plans fell through. His assistant at Heyday Films then suggested Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which she believed was a cool idea. 41. Although originally not liking the title, Heyman read the novel and fell in love with it. 42 Following the publication of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in 1998, Heyman pitched the novels to Warner Brothers Pictures. 43 And in 1999, author J.K. Rowling sold the company the rights to the first 4 Harry Potter books for a reported £1 million. 44 A demand Rowling made was for Heyman to keep the cast strictly British and Irish. The latter's case has Richard Harris as Albus Dumbledore and Fiona Shaw as Petunia Dursley, and not to cast foreign actors unless absolutely necessary, like casting of French and Eastern European actors in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, 2005, where characters from the book are specified as such. 45 Rowling was hesitant to sell the rights because she didn't want to give them control over the rest of the story by selling the rights to the characters, which would have enabled Warner Brothers to make non-author written sequels. 46. Although Steven Spielberg initially negotiated to direct the film, he declined the offer. 47 Spielberg reportedly wanted the adaptation to be an animated film produced by DreamWorks Animation that incorporated elements from subsequent books as well, with American actor Haley Joel Osment to provide Harry Potter's voice. 48-49 Spielberg contended that, in his opinion, it was like shooting ducks in a barrel. It's just a slam dunk. It's just like withdrawing $1 billion and putting it into your personal bank accounts. There's no challenge. 50 Rowling maintains that she had no role in choosing directors for the films and that anyone who thinks I could, or would, have veto et sic him Spielberg needs their quick quotes quill serviced. 51 Heyman recalled that Spielberg decided to direct AI. Artificial Intelligence, 2001, instead. 49 In a 2023 interview, Spielberg stated that he turned down the project so he could spend time with his family. 52. Harry Potter is the kind of timeless literary achievement that comes around once in a lifetime. Since the books have generated such a passionate following across the world, it was important to us to find a director that has an affinity for both children and magic. I can't think of anyone more ideally suited for this job than Chris. Lorenzo de Bonaventura 53. After Spielberg left, talks began with other directors, including Chris Columbus, Jonathan Demme, Baz Luhrmann, David Fincher, Terry Gilliam, Mike Newell, who would later direct The Goblet of Fire, Alan Parker, Wolfgang Peterson, Rob Reiner, Yvonne Reitman, Tim Robbins, Brad Silberling, Ron Howard, M. Night Shyamalan and Peter Weir. 49 54 55 56 57 58 Shyamalan declined as he already working on Signs, 2002. 59 Peterson and Reiner both pulled out of the running in March 2060 and the choice was narrowed down to Silberling, Columbus, Parker and Gilliam. 61. Rowling's first choice director was Gilliam 62 but Warner Brothers chose Columbus, citing his work on other family films such as Home Alone, 1990, and Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993, as influences for their decision. 53 Columbus had become a fan of the book series after his daughter persuaded him to read the first 3 books, leading him to call his agent to arrange a meeting at Warner Brothers to direct the film. When his agent told him that at least 25 other directors were eager to helm the project, Columbus requested his agent to secure his meeting to be the last one so he could give a lasting impression and be the studio's freshest person in their memory. During 2 weeks of waiting, Columbus wrote a 130-page director's version of the screenplay to explain his vision for the film's tone. The day of his meeting with Warner Brothers executives including Alan F. Horn, Columbus delivered an impassioned 45-minute talk and showed them his annotated script. Weeks later, the studio notified Columbus that he had got the job and sent him to Scotland to meet with Rowling and Heyman. 63 Columbus pitched his vision of the film for 2 hours, stating that he wanted the Muggle scenes to be bleak and dreary but those set in the wizarding world to be steeped in color, mood, and detail. He took inspiration from David Lean's adaptations of Great Expectations, 1946, and Oliver Twist, 1948, wishing to use that sort of darkness, that sort of edge, that quality to the cinematography, while being further inspired by the color designs from Oliver, 1968, and The Godfather, 1972. 49. Steve Kloves was selected to write the screenplay. He described adapting the book as tough, as it did not lend itself to adaptation as well as the next 2 books. 64 Kloves often received synopses of books proposed as film adaptations from Warner Brothers, which he almost never read, but Harry Potter jumped out at him. 43 He went out and bought the book, and became an instant fan of the series. 64 When speaking to Warner Brothers, he stated that the film had to be British, and had to be true to the characters. 64 Kloves was nervous when he first met Rowling as he did not want her to think he was going to destroy her baby. 43 Rowling admitted that she was really ready to hate the Steve Kloves, but recalled her initial meeting with him, "The first time I met him, he said to me, "You know who my favorite character is?" And I thought, "You're gonna say Ron. I know you're gonna say Ron." But he said Hermione. And I just kind of melted. 43 Rowling received a large amount of creative control, an arrangement that Columbus did not mind. Warner Brothers had initially planned to release the film over July 4, 2001 weekend, making for such a short production window that several proposed directors pulled themselves out of the running. Due to time constraints, the date was put back to November 16, 2001. 65. Casting. To maintain the British authenticity of the films and keep them faithful to the books, Rowling demanded for an all-British and Irish cast. 45 Susie Figgis was appointed as casting director, working with both Columbus and Rowling in auditioning the lead roles of Harry, Ron, and Hermione. 66 Columbus' experience while filming Home Alone influenced the casting, and later became extra cautious after learning about Macaulay Culkin's family abuse. 67-68 open casting calls were held for the main 3 roles, 69 with only British children being considered. 70 The principal auditions took place in 3 parts, with those auditioning having to read a page from the novel, then to improvise a scene of the students' arrival at Hogwarts, and finally to read several pages from the script in front of Columbus. 70 scenes from Columbus' script for Young Sherlock Holmes, 1985, were also used in auditions. 71 On July 11, 2000, Figgis left the production, complaining that Columbus did not consider any of the thousands of children they had auditioned worthy. 71 She ended up quitting over disagreements with Columbus over who should play the titular character, as Columbus wanted to cast Americans for Harry and the other roles, with rumors that Columbus was thinking on casting Joel Osment or Jake Lloyd from Star Wars, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, 1999, to play Harry. 72. By August 2000, Alan Rickman and Richard Harris were in final talks to play Severus Snape and Albus Dumbledore, respectively. 73 and were confirmed later that month. Tim Roth was the original choice for Snape, but he turned it down for Planet of the Apes, 2001. 74 9 Sean Connery and Christopher Lee were offered the role of Dumbledore, but both declined. Lee turned it down for The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, 2001. 75-76 Patrick McGoohan was also offered the role, which he declined citing health reasons. 23. On August 14, 2000, Rowling's favorites Maggie Smith and Robbie Coltrane were cast as Minerva McGonagall and Rubeus Hagrid. According to Figgis, Robin Williams was interested in playing the role of Hagrid, but was turned down for the role because of the strictly British and Irish actors only rule, which Columbus was determined to maintain. 1677-15. On August 21, 2000, Daniel Radcliffe and newcomers Rupert Grint and Emma Watson were selected to play Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger, respectively. 78-79 According to Columbus, Harry was the hardest role to cast. 80 Hundreds of young stars auditioned for Harry, including Liam Aiken. 81 Jamie Campbell Bower, who was later cast as a young Gellert Grindelwald in Deathly Hallows Part 1, 82 Tom Felton, who also auditioned for Ron, and was later cast as Draco Malfoy, 83 Nicholas Hoult. 84 William Moseley. 85 and Jack Whitehall. 86 Aiken was reported as being a front-runner for the role, having worked with Columbus on the film Stepmom, 1998. However, Rowling was firm on her British actors-only rule, and even called Columbus to confirm that Aiken would not be cast. 87 Gabriel Thompson was also initially reported as having been given the role, though this would be proven untrue upon the casting of Radcliffe. 79. Hattie Jones, who starred in the title role in Madeline, 1998, was considered for the role of Hermione Granger and had auditioned alongside Watson. She was later deemed outgrown. 88 KDB also auditioned for Hermione. 89 with Thomas Brodie Sangster auditioning for the role of Ron. 90 Freddie both had been due to audition for a role in the film, but opted instead to star in The Mummy Returns, 2001. 91. In November 2000, Julie Walters and John Cleese joined the cast as Molly Weasley and Nearly Headless Nick, respectively. 2792 Rosie O'Donnell met with Columbus to express her interest in playing the role of Molly, but was, like Williams and Aiken, turned away over the British actors' only rule. 93 David Thewlis auditioned for Quirinus Quirrell. He would later be cast as Remus Lupin in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 2004. 94 Rowling herself was considered for Lily Evans, Harry's mother, but she turned down the role, so Geraldine Somerville was cast. 95-96. Filming. A large castle, with a ditch and trees in front of it. Alnwick Castle in Northumberland was used as a principal filming location for Hogwarts. 2 British film industry officials requested that the film be shot in the United Kingdom, offering their assistance in securing filming locations, the use of Leavesden Film Studios, as well as changing the UK's child labour laws, adding a small number of working hours per week and making the timing of on-set classes more flexible. 49 Warner Brothers accepted their proposal. Principal photography began on September 29, 2000 at Leavesden Film Studios. 97 Filming at the North Yorkshire's Goathland Railway Station took place on October 2, 2000. 98 Canterbury Cathedral and Scotland's Invernahyre Castle were both touted as possible locations for Hogwarts. Canterbury rejected Warner Brothers' proposal due to concerns about the film's pagan theme. 99 100 Alnwick Castle and Gloucester Cathedral were eventually selected as the principal locations for Hogwarts 6, with some scenes also being filmed at Harrow School. 101 other Hogwarts scenes were filmed in Durham Cathedral over a 2-week period. 102 these included shots of the corridors and some classroom scenes. 103 Oxford University's Divinity School served as the Hogwarts Hospital wing, and Duke Humfrey's Library, part of the Bodleian, was used as the Hogwarts Library. 104. Filming for Privet Drive took place on Picket Post Close in Bracknell, Berkshire. 102 Filming in the street took 2 days instead of the planned single day, so payments to the street's residents were correspondingly increased. 102 For all the subsequent film scenes set in Privet Drive, filming took place on a constructed set in Leavesden Film Studios, which proved to be cheaper than filming on location. 105 London's Australia House was selected as the location for Gringotts Wizarding Bank 6, while Christchurch, Oxford, was the location for the Hogwarts Trophy Room. 37 London Zoo's Reptile House was used as the location for the scene in which Harry accidentally sets a snake on Dudley. 37 with King's Cross Station also being used as the book specifies. 106 Filming concluded on March 23, 2001, with final work being done in July 2001. 54 107 97. A building painted blue, with a sign reading The Glass House. An advertisement on glasses is affixed on the door. The store in London used as the exterior of the Leaky Cauldron. Because the American title was different, all scenes that mention the Philosopher's Stone by name had to be shot twice, once with the actors saying Philosophers and once with Sorcerers. 54 The children filmed for 4 hours and then did 3 hours of schoolwork. They developed a liking for fake facial injuries from the makeup staff. Radcliffe was initially meant to wear green contact lenses as his eyes are blue, and not green like Harry's, but the lenses gave Radcliffe extreme irritation. Upon consultation with Rowling, it was agreed that Harry could have blue eyes. 108 109 Radcliffe said that the first time he put on the glasses it set off his allergies. 110. Columbus said the film had a lot of cuts and was filmed with multiple cameras because he had trouble getting the young cast to stop smiling into the camera. 111 112. The steam engine used in the film as the Hogwarts Express up until Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2, was GWR 4900 Class 5972 Olton Hall, but it was originally not the first locomotive to be selected as the Hogwarts Express. To promote the books, the Southern Railway locomotive 34027 Taw Valley was repainted and renamed temporarily, but was rejected by director Chris Columbus as looking too modern for the film. 113-114 The LMS Class 8F number 48151 had also been considered for the film. 115. Design and Special Effects. Judiana Makovsky served as the costume designer. She redesigned the Quidditch robes, having initially planned to use those shown on the cover of the American book, but deemed them a mess. Instead, she dressed the Quidditch players in preppy sweaters, 19th century fencing breeches and arm guards. 116 Production designer Stuart Craig built the sets at Leavesden Studios, including Hogwarts Great Hall, basing it on many English cathedrals. Although originally asked to use an existing old street to film the Diagon Alley scenes, Craig decided to build his own set, comprising Tudor, Georgian and Queen Anne architecture. 116. Columbus originally planned to use both animatronics and CGI animation to create the magical creatures, including Fluffy. 66 Nick Dudman, who worked on Star Wars, Episode I, The Phantom Menace, was given the task of creating the needed prosthetics, with Jim Henson's Creature Shop providing creature effects. 117 John Coppinger stated that the magical creatures that needed to be created had to be designed multiple times. 118 The film features nearly 600 special effects shots, involving numerous companies. Industrial Light and Magic created Lord Voldemort's face on the back of Quirrell, Rhythm and Hughes animated Norbert, Hagrid's baby dragon, and Sony Pictures Imageworks produced the Quidditch scenes 119 as well as the effects for the mountain troll, with actor Michael Q. Schmidt serving as reference for the troll's body. 120. Music. John Williams composed the film's score. Main article, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, soundtrack. James Horner was initially sought to compose the score, but declined the opportunity. 121 Having previously collaborated with Columbus on the Home Alone films and Stepmom, John Williams was selected to compose the score in August 2000. 122 Williams composed the score at his homes in Los Angeles and Tanglewood before recording it in London in September 2001. One of the main themes is entitled Hedwig's Theme. Williams retained it for his finished score as everyone seemed to like it, and it became a recurring theme throughout the series. 123. Differences from the book. Columbus repeatedly checked with Rowling to make sure he was getting minor details correct. 117 Kloves described the film as being really faithful to the book. He added dialogue, of which Rowling approved. One of the lines originally included had to be removed after Rowling told him that it would directly contradict an event in the then unreleased fifth Harry Potter novel Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. 124. Several minor characters were removed from the film version, most prominently Peeves the Poltergeist. Rick Mayall was cast, but his scenes were cut and never released. The book's first chapter, told from the viewpoint of Vernon and Petunia Dursley, is absent from the film. Harry and Draco's first encounter in Madame Malkin's robe shop and the midnight duel are not in the film. In the film, the responsibility of taking Norbert away is given to Dumbledore, while in the book, Harry and Hermione have to bring him by hand to Charlie Weasley's friends. 125 This necessitated a change in the detention plotline. In the book, Filch catches Harry and Hermione leaving the astronomy tower and puts them in detention with Neville and Malfoy, while in the film, all three protagonists receive detention after Malfoy finds them in Hagrid's hut after hours. 125 According to Kloves, this was the one part of the book that Rowling felt easily could be changed. 116 The Quidditch pitch is altered from a traditional stadium to an open field circled by spectator towers. 116. The book's timeline is not enforced in the film. In the book, Harry's 11th birthday is in 1991. 126 On the film set for 4 Privet Drive Dudley's certificates from primary school bear the year 2001. 127. Distribution. Marketing. The first teaser poster of the film was released on December 1, 2000. 128. The first teaser trailer was released via satellite on March 2, 2001 and debuted in cinemas with the release of C-Spot Run. 129. A video game based on the film was released on November 15, 2001 by Electronic Arts for several consoles. 123. A port for the game, for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, was released in 2003. 130. Mattel won the rights to produce toys based on the film, to be sold exclusively through Warner Brothers stores. 131. Hasbro also produced products, including confectionery products based on those from the series. 132. Warner Brothers signed a deal worth $150 million with Coca-Cola to promote the film 106, although some pegged the deal at $40 million $50 million worldwide for the movie. 133. Lego produced a series of sets based on buildings and scenes from the film, as well as a Lego Creator video game. 134. Theatrical release. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone had its world premiere at the Odeon Leicester Square in London on November 4, 2001, with the cinema arranged to resemble Hogwarts School. 135. The film had previews in the United Kingdom on 1,137 screens at 491 theaters on 10 and November 11, 2001. 136. It officially opened on November 16, 2001 on 1,168 screens at 507 theaters in the United Kingdom and Ireland, in 3,672 theaters in the United States and Canada. It was the widest release at the time in the United Kingdom and the United States. 137. 138. Home media. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was first released on VHS and DVD on May 11, 2002 in the United Kingdom, 139 and May 28, 2002 in the United States. 140. Between May and June 2002, the film sold 10 million copies, almost 60% of which were DVD sales. 141. It would go on to make $19.1 million in rentals, surpassing The Fast and the Furious for having the largest DVD rentals. 142. This record was surpassed by The Bourne Identity in January 2003. 143. In December 2009, a 4-disc Ultimate Edition was released, with 7 minutes of deleted scenes added back in, the feature-length special Creating the World of Harry Potter Part 1, The Magic Begins, and a 48-page hardcover booklet. 144. The extended version has a running time of about 159 minutes, which had previously been shown during certain television airings. 145. The film was re-released on DVD as part of the 8-disc Harry Potter, the complete 8-film collection in November 2011. 146. And on Blu-ray as part of the 31-disc Hogwarts collection in April 2014. 147. It was released on UHD Blu-ray as part of the 16-disc Harry Potter, 8-film collection in November 2017. 148. Reception. Box office. In the United Kingdom and Ireland, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone grossed a record single-day gross of £3.6 million during the first day of previews, beating Toy Story 2's record. It grossed a record £3.1 million for a Sunday, bringing its total to £6.7 million from the previews. 136. 149. It broke the record for the highest opening weekend ever, both including and excluding previews, making £16.3 million with and £9.6 million without previews, $13.8 million, setting a further record single-day gross on the Saturday with £3.99 million. 150. 151. 149. It set another Sunday record with a gross of £3.6 million. 151. It had a record second weekend of £8.4 million. 152 149. It remained at number 1 in the UK for 5 weeks. 149. The film went on to make £66.1 million in the UK alone, making it the country's second highest grossing film of all time, after Titanic, until it was surpassed by Mamma Mia. 153. In the United States and Canada, it made $32.3 million on its opening day, breaking the single-day record previously held by Star Wars, Episode I, The Phantom Menace, 1999. 154. On the second day of release, the film's gross increased to $33.5 million, breaking the record for biggest single day again. It made $90.3 million during its first weekend, breaking the record for highest opening weekend of all time that was previously held by The Lost World, Jurassic Park, 1997. 155. It held the record until the following May when Spider-Man, 2002, made $114.8 million in its opening weekend. 156 plus, the film broke Batman Forever's record for having the largest opening weekend for a Warner Brothers Pictures film. 157. It would hold this record for 2 years until it was surpassed by The Matrix Reloaded, 2003. 158. Additionally, it shattered other opening records, surpassing Monsters Incorporated for having the biggest November opening weekend, Planet of the Apes for having the largest non-holiday opening weekend, the highest Friday gross and the biggest opening weekend of the year, The Mummy Returns for scoring the highest Saturday gross, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, 1992, for having the highest opening weekend for a Chris Columbus film, and Mission Impossible 2, 2000, for having the largest number of screenings, playing at 3,672 theaters. 159. In just 5 days, it became the fastest film to approach the $100 million mark. 160. The film grossed $2.3 million in its first 2 days in Taiwan. 137. Giving it a worldwide opening weekend total of $107 million. The film held onto the number 1 spot at the U.S. box office for 3 consecutive weekends before getting overtaken by Ocean's 11. 161. 162. 163. The film also had the highest grossing 5-day, Wednesday-Sunday, Thanksgiving weekend record of $82.4 million, holding the title for 12 years until both The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, 2013, and Frozen, 2013, surpassed it with $110.1 million and $94 million respectively. 164. By Christmas, it went on to become the highest grossing film of the year, dethroning Shrek. 165. Similar results were achieved across the world. A week after opening in the United States, the film added 15 additional markets and set an opening week record in Germany, grossing $18.7 million. It also set opening records in Austria, Brazil, Denmark, Finland, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, and German-speaking Switzerland. 152. In the following weekend, after expanding to 31 countries, the film set a record overseas weekend gross of $60.9 million, including record openings in Australia, Greece, Israel, Japan, $12.5 million, New Zealand, and Spain. 166. It set another overseas weekend record with $62.3 million from 37 countries the following weekend, including record openings in France, Italy, and French-speaking Switzerland. 167. The international opening weekend record would be held for a year until it was given to Star Wars, Episode II, Attack of the Clones, 2002. 168. During its theatrical run, the film earned $974 million at the worldwide box office, $317 million of that in the US and $657 million elsewhere, 5, which made it the second highest grossing film in history at the time. 169. As well as the year's highest grossing film. 170. In addition, it surpassed Twister, 1996, to become the highest-grossing Warner Brothers film of all time. 171. It is the second highest-grossing Harry Potter film after Deathly Hallows, Part 2. 172. Box Office Mojo estimates that the film sold over 55.9 million tickets in the US and Canada. 173. In August 2020, The Philosopher's Stone was re-released in several countries, including a 4K 3D restoration in China. 174, where it earned $26.4 million, for a global $1.026 billion, making it the second film in the series to surpass the billion-dollar mark, after Deathly Hallows, Part 2. 5. Critical response. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 80% based on 202 reviews, with an average rating of 7.1/10. The site's critical consensus reads, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone adapts its source material faithfully while condensing the novel's overstuffed narrative into an involving, and often downright exciting, big-screen magical caper. 175. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 65 out of 100, based on 36 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. 176 audiences surveyed by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A on an A+ to F scale. 177. Roger Ebert called Philosopher's Stone a classic, giving the film 4 out of 4 stars, and particularly praising the Quidditch scene's visual effects. 178 praise was echoed by both The Telegraph and Empire reviewers, with Alan Morrison of the latter naming it the film's standout sequence. 179. 180 Brian Linder of IGN also gave the film a positive review, but concluded that it isn't perfect, but for me it's a nice supplement to a book series that I love. 32. Although criticizing the final half hour, Gene Aufmuth of Palo Alto Online stated that the film would enchant even the most cynical of moviegoers. 181. USA Today reviewer Claudia Pook gave the film 3 out of 4 stars, especially praising the set design and Robbie Coltrane's portrayal of Hagrid, but criticized John Williams' music, stating the overly insistent score lacks subtlety and bludgeons us with crescendos, and concluded that ultimately many of the book's readers may wish for a more magical incarnation. 182. The sets, design, cinematography, effects, and principal cast were all given praise from Kirk Honeycutt of The Hollywood Reporter, although he deemed John Williams' score a great clanging, banging music box that simply will not shut up. 183. Todd McCarthy of Variety compared the film positively with Gone with the Wind and put the script is faithful, the actors are just right, the sets, costumes, makeup and effects match and sometimes exceed anything one could imagine. 20. Jonathan Foreman of the New York Post recalled that the film was remarkably faithful to its literary counterpart as well as a consistently entertaining if overlong adaptation. 184. Richard Corliss, of Time magazine, considered the film a by-the-numbers adaptation, criticizing the pace and the charisma-free lead actors. 185. CNN's Paul Tatarov found that Columbus and Kloves are so careful to avoid offending anyone by excising a passage from the book, the so-called narrative is more like a jamboree inside Rowling's head. 186. Ed Gonzalez of Slant magazine wished that the film had been directed by Tim Burton, finding the cinematography bland and muggy, and the majority of the film a solidly dull celebration of dribbling goo. 187. Elvis Mitchell of the New York Times was highly negative about the film, comparing it to a theme park that's a few years past its prime. The rides clatter and groan with metal fatigue every time they take a curve. He also said it suffered from a lack of imagination and wooden characters, adding, "The Sorting Hat has more personality than anything else in the movie." 30. Accolades. Philosopher's Stone received 3 Academy Award nominations, Best Art Direction, Best Costume Design, and Best Original Score for John Williams. 188. The film was also nominated for 7 BAFTA Awards, Best British Film, Best Supporting Actor for Robbie Coltrane, Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, Best Makeup and Hair, Best Sound, and Best Visual Effects. 189 It won a Saturn Award for Best Costume, and was nominated for 8 more awards. 190 It won other awards from the Casting Society of America and the Costume Designers Guild. 191 192 It was nominated for the AFI Film Award for its special effects. 193 and the Art Directors Guild Award for its production design. 194 It received the Broadcast Film Critics Award for Best Family Film, and was nominated for Best Child Performance, for Daniel Radcliffe, and Best Composer. 195 In 2005, the American Film Institute nominated the film for AFI's 100 Years of Film Scores. Daniel Jacob Radcliffe, born July 23, 1989, is an English actor best known for portraying the title character in all 8 films of the Harry Potter film series from 2001 to 2011. Radcliffe branched out to stage acting in 2007, starring in the West End and Broadway productions of Equus. He returned to Broadway in the musical How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, 2011, earning a Grammy Award nomination. His other Broadway roles include Martin McDonagh's drama The Cripple of Inishmaan, 2014, and Stephen Sondheim's musical Merrily We Roll Along, 2023, the latter of which earned him a Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical and another Grammy Award nomination. He also starred in the London revivals of Tom Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, 2017, and Samuel Beckett's Endgame, 2020. Radcliffe also expanded his film roles, acting in a variety of genres such as the horror film The Woman in Black, 2012, surreal drama Swiss Army Man, 2016, thriller Now You See Me Too, 2016, and comedy The Lost City, 2022. He also portrayed Allen Ginsberg in the biopic Kill Your Darlings, 2013, and Weird Al Yankovic in the musical parody Weird, The Al Yankovic Story, 2022. The latter earned him nominations for a Primetime Emmy Award and a British Academy Television Award. He also played multiple roles in the anthology comedy series Miracle Workers from 2019 to 2023. Radcliffe has contributed to various charities, including Demelza Hospice Care for Children and the Trevor Project. The latter awarded him its Hero Award in 2011 for his advocacy with LGBTQ youth. Early life and education. Daniel Jacob Radcliffe was born on July 23, 1989 at Queen Charlotte's and Chelsea Hospital in the Hammersmith district of London. The only child of casting agent Marcia Janine Gresham, née Jacobson, 4 and literary agent Alan George Radcliffe. 16 His Jewish mother, born in South Africa, traces her ancestry to Ashkenazi Jewish immigrants from Germany, Lithuania, Poland, and Russia. 789 and was raised in the English town of Westcliff-on-Sea in Essex. His Northern Irish father was raised in a very working-class Protestant family in Banbridge in County Down. 1516 In 2019, he explored both sides of his family history in the BBC genealogy series Who Do You Think You Are? 17 Radcliffe's parents had both acted as children. 1819 As a casting agent, his mother was involved in BBC productions including The Inspector Linley Mysteries. 456. Radcliffe was educated at 3 private schools for boys in London, Redcliffe School 20, Sussex House School 120-122 and the City of London School 123. After the release of the first Harry Potter film, attending school proved difficult for him as some fellow pupils became hostile, though he states they were just trying to have a crack at the kid that plays Harry Potter rather than acting out of jealousy. 24 As his acting career began to consume his schedule, he continued his education through on-set tutors. He has admitted to not being a very good student, considering school useless and finding the work really difficult. 21 He achieved A grades in the 3 As level exams that he took in 2006, but decided to take a break from education and did not attend university. 25-26 Part of his reasoning was he already knew he wanted to be an actor and screenwriter, and it would be difficult to have a normal university experience. 24. Career. 1999 to 2001, acting debut and early career. Radcliffe first expressed a desire to act at age 5. 27 After one of his mother's casting agent friends secured him an audition, he made his acting debut at age 10 in BBC One's two-part adaptation of the Charles Dickens novel David Copperfield, 1999, 28 portraying the title character as a young boy. 29 He made his film debut in The Tailor of Panama, 2001, an American film based on John L. E. Care's 1996 spy novel, which was a moderate commercial success. 30. 2001 to 2011, stardom with Harry Potter. A young male is signing his signature with a fan. His hair is slicked over to the side. Radcliffe at the London premiere of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince in 2009. In 2000, producer David Heyman met Radcliffe while he was at the theater with his father, a well-known literary agent whom Heyman was friends with. 31-32 He asked him to audition for the role of Harry Potter for the film adaptation of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the best-selling book by British author J.K. Rowling. 32-33 Rowling had been searching for an unknown British actor to personify the character, and the film's director Chris Columbus recalled thinking, "This is what I want. This is Harry Potter," after he saw a video of the young actor in David Copperfield. 34 8 months later, following several auditions, Radcliffe was selected to play the part. 35 Rowling endorsed the selection, saying, "I don't think Chris Columbus could have found a better Harry." 36. Radcliffe's parents originally turned down the offer, as they had been told that it would involve 6 films shot in Los Angeles. 37 Warner Brothers instead offered Radcliffe a 2-film contract with shooting in the UK. 34 Radcliffe was unsure at the time if he would act in more than 2 Harry Potter films. 38. The release of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone took place in 2001. Radcliffe received a 7-figure salary for the lead role, but asserted that the fee was not that important to him. 39 His parents chose to invest the money for him. 34 The film was highly popular and was met with positive reviews, and critics took notice of Radcliffe. 40 Radcliffe is the embodiment of every reader's imagination. It is wonderful to see a young hero who is so scholarly looking and filled with curiosity and who connects with very real emotions, from solemn intelligence and the delight of discovery to deep family longing, wrote Bob Graham of the San Francisco Chronicle. 41. A year later, Radcliffe starred in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the second installment of the series. Reviewers were positive about the lead actors' performances but had polarizing opinions on the film overall. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 2004, was the third film in the series. Radcliffe's performance was criticized by the New York Times film critic A.O. Scott, who felt that co-star Emma Watson had to carry him with her performance. 42 Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, 2005, was the second highest grossing Harry Potter film at that point. 43 And Radcliffe singled out the humor as a reason for the film's creative success. 44. The future of the Harry Potter franchise was put into question when Radcliffe, Watson, and co-star Rupert Grint hesitated to sign on to continue their roles. Citation needed Around this time, Radcliffe, Watson, and Grint were offered the opportunity to star in a remake The Wizard of Oz, which they all turned down, with Radcliffe saying, "I was like a karate-kicking cowardly lion, and I remember I was like 14 or 15 and I was like, I don't know a lot about the world, but this is a bad idea and it should not be made." 45. By March 2007, Radcliffe decided to sign on for the final Harry Potter films. His signing put an end to weeks of press speculation that he would be denied the role due to his involvement in Equus, in which he had performed nude on stage. 46 Radcliffe reprised the role of Harry for the 5th time in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, 2007. Radcliffe stated that director David Yates and co-star Imelda Stanton made Order of the Phoenix the most fun film to work on in the series. 47. His performance earned him several award nominations, and he received the 2008 National Movie Award for Best Male Performance. 48. Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson left imprints of their hands, feet, and wands in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. 49. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, the series' 6th installment, was released in July 2009. Radcliffe received nominations for Best Male Performance and Global Superstar at the 2010 MTV Movie Awards. 50. Two young males and a young female are smiling for a camera. Radcliffe, left, with Emma Watson and Rupert Grint at the premiere of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2 in 2011. For financial and scripting reasons, the last Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, was divided into 2 films that were shot back-to-back. 51-52. This decision drew criticism from the series fans, but Radcliffe defended the split, stating that it would have been impossible to properly adapt the final novel into a single film. 53-54. The 2-film finale, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 and Part 2, was released in November 2010 and July 2011, respectively. While Deathly Hallows, Part 1 grossed $960 million, Deathly Hallows, Part 2 grossed more than $1.3 billion worldwide. As of May 2019, it was the 11th highest grossing film of all time. Deathly Hallows, Part 2 was critically acclaimed, as was Radcliffe's performance, and Hornaday of the Washington Post asked, "Who could have predicted that Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson would turn out to be good actors?" 55-40. Critic Rex Reed remarked, "Frankly, I'm sorry to see Radcliffe go." 56. Roger Ebert gave the film a highly positive review, but felt that Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson were upstaged by the supporting actors. 57. Radcliffe acknowledged that some people would never be able to separate him from the Harry Potter character. However, he has said he is proud to be associated with this film series forever. 58. Despite positive feelings about the films, he has no interest in doing more Harry Potter films. After Rowling hinted about writing an 8th book, Radcliffe was asked if he would do another Harry Potter film, to which he replied, "It is very doubtful. I think 10 years is a long time to spend with one character." 59. Despite devoting so much time to the series, Radcliffe has asserted that he did not miss out on a childhood like other child actors, remarking, "I've been given a much better perspective on life by doing Potter." 60. 2002 to 2008, West End and Broadway theater debut. An 18-year-old with short brown hair and blue eyes is smiling. Radcliffe at the 2006 Empire Awards. In 2002, Radcliffe made his stage debut as a celebrity guest in a West End production of the play What I Wrote, directed by Kenneth Branagh, who also appeared with him in the second Harry Potter film. 2961. He appeared in the film December Boys, an Australian family drama about 4 orphans that was shot in 2005 and released to theaters in mid-September 2007. 62. On April 13, 2006, a portrait of Radcliffe by Stuart Pearson Wright was unveiled as part of a new exhibition opening at the National Theatre, before being moved to the National Portrait Gallery. 63. In 2007, Radcliffe co-starred with Carey Mulligan in My Boy Jack, a television drama film shown on ITV. The film received mostly positive reviews. 64. With several critics praising Radcliffe's performance as an 18-year-old who goes missing in action during a battle. 65. 66. 67. Radcliffe stated, "For many people my age, the First World War is just a topic in a history book. But I've always been fascinated by the subject and think it's as relevant today as it ever was." 68. Later that year, he published several poems under the pen name Jacob Gershon, a combination of his middle name and the Hebrew version of his mother's maiden name Gresham, in the underground fashion magazine Rubbish. 69-70. At age 17, in a bid to demonstrate that he was prepared for adult roles, 71, Radcliffe starred in a West End revival of Peter Shaffer's play Equus at the Gielgud Theatre. The piece had not been revived since its first run in 1973. 34 Radcliffe took on the lead role 61 of Alan Strang, a stable boy who has an obsession with horses. Advance sales topped £1.7 million. The role generated significant pre-opening media interest, as Radcliffe performed a nude scene. 3472 Equus opened on February 27, 2007 and ran until June 9, 2007. 61 Radcliffe's performance was acclaimed 73 as critics were impressed by the nuance and depth of his against-type role. 74 Charles Spencer of The Telegraph wrote that the actor displays a dramatic power and an electrifying stage presence that marks a tremendous leap forward. He added, "I never thought I would find the diminutive, but perfectly formed, Radcliffe a sinister figure, but as Alan Strang, there are moments when he seems genuinely scary in his rage and confusion." 75. The production transferred to Broadway at the Broadhurst Theatre in September 2008. Radcliffe continued in the lead role, starring alongside Kate Mulgrew, Anna Camp, and his Harry Potter co-star Richard Griffiths. 76-77 Radcliffe was nervous about reprising the role on Broadway as he considered American audiences to be more discerning than those in London. 78 Radcliffe's performance was nominated for a Drama Desk Award. 79. 2010 to 2018, return to Broadway and independent films. Radcliffe filming Kill Your Darlings on the campus of Columbia University in 2012. After voicing a character in The Simpsons episode Treehouse of Horror XXI in late 2010, 80 Radcliffe debuted as J. Pierpont Finch in a 2011 Broadway revival of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying at the Al Hirschfeld Theatre. 81 The role had previously been played by Robert Morse and Matthew Broderick. 82 other cast members included John Larroquette, Rose Hemingway, and Mary Faber. 83 Both the actor and production received favorable reviews. 84 With USA Today commenting, Radcliffe ultimately succeeds not by overshadowing his fellow cast members, but by working in conscientious harmony with them, and having a blast in the process. 85. Radcliffe's performance in the show earned him Drama Desk Award, Drama League Award and Outer Critics Circle Award nominations. 86-87 The production itself later received 9 Tony Award nominations. 88 Radcliffe left the show on January 1, 2012. 89. Radcliffe's first post-Harry Potter project was the 2012 horror film The Woman in Black, adapted from the 1983 novel by Susan Hill. The film was released on February 3, 2012 in the United States and Canada, and was released on February 10 in the UK. Radcliffe portrays a man sent to deal with the legal matters of a mysterious woman who has just died, and soon after he begins to experience strange events and hauntings from the ghost of a woman dressed in black. 90 He has said he was incredibly excited to be part of the film and described the script as beautifully written. 91. Radcliffe at the screening of Kill Your Darlings in 2013. In 2013, he portrayed American beat poet Allen Ginsberg in the thriller drama Kill Your Darlings, directed by John Crockitis. 92-93 He also starred in an Irish-Canadian romantic comedy film The F Word, 2013, directed by Michael Dowsey and written by Alam Astai, based on T.J. Daw and Michael Rinaldi's play Toothpaste and Cigars, and then he starred in Horns, an American dark fantasy horror film directed by Alexander Aya. 94, 95, 96, 97 Both of the films premiered at the 38th Toronto International Film Festival. 98, 99 Also in 2013, Radcliffe performed at the Noel Coward Theatre in the stage play revival of Martin McDonagh's dark comedy The Cripple of Inishmaan as the lead, Billy Clavin 100, for which he won the What's on Stage Award for Best Actor in a Play. 101. Radcliffe starred as Igor in a science fiction horror film Victor Frankenstein, 2015, directed by Paul McGuigan and written by Max Landis. The film was based on contemporary adaptations of Mary Shelley's 1818 novel Frankenstein. 102 He also starred as Sam Hauser, one of the founders of Rockstar Games, in the biographical drama film The Game Changers. 103. Radcliffe starred in the action-adventure film Now You See Me Too, 2016, alongside Mark Ruffalo, Jesse Eisenberg, and Woody Harrelson. 104. Playing a technological prodigy, entrepreneur, criminal mastermind, and a main leading antagonist, all along with Michael Caine's character named Arthur Tressler, of whom Radcliffe's character is revealed to be the son, who whilst in turn resents magic. 105. In 2016, Radcliffe portrayed Manny, a talkative corpse, in the indie film Swiss Army Man with Paul Dano. 106. That same year, he also starred in critically acclaimed independent film Imperium, 2016, with Toni Collette and Tracy Letts. He played Nate Foster, an idealistic FBI agent who goes undercover to take down a radical white supremacy group. 107. The film received an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes with the consensus reading, "The unsettling Imperium boasts troublingly timely themes and a talented cast led by Daniel Radcliffe as an undercover FBI agent infiltrating a ring of white supremacists." 108. Radcliffe starred off-Broadway at the Public Theater in a documentary theater piece titled Privacy, playing the role of the writer. 109. In 2017, he starred as Yossi Ginsberg in the thriller Jungle, which was based on an internationally best-selling memoir of the same name by Yossi Ginsberg. 110. In 2018, Radcliffe portrayed a pilot smuggling drugs across borders in the independent action thriller Beast of Burden directed by Jesper Gansland. 111. The same year, he returned to Broadway in the 90-minute comedy play The Lifespan of a Fact at Studio 54 Theatre with Bobby Cannavale and Cherry Jones. The play revolves around a determined young fact-checker who goes up against his demanding editor and an unorthodox author. 112. As part of his research for the role, Radcliffe spent a day working in the fact-checking department of The New Yorker. 113. 2019, present, career expansion. In 2019, Radcliffe starred as Craig in the TBS comedy limited series Miracle Workers based on the book by Simon Rich. 114. The show's second season premiered on January 28, 2020. He starred as Rex Dasher, a secret agent who helps Marla, in the animated film Playmobil, the movie directed by Lino DeSalvo. 115. In 2020, Radcliffe starred as Miles in the action comedy film Guns Akimbo directed by Jason Leigh Houghton and co-starring Samara Weaving and Natasha Lou Bordizzo. 116. He also starred as Tim Jenkin in the thriller film Escape from Pretoria, based on the real-life prison escape by 3 young political prisoners from jail in South Africa in 1979. 117. He also played the role of Prince Frederick in the Netflix special Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt opposite Ellie Kemper. 118. Radcliffe reunited with multiple cast members of the Harry Potter film series for an HBO Max special titled Harry Potter 20th Anniversary, Return to Hogwarts, which was released on January 1, 2022. 119. Radcliffe stars as the villain, Abigail Fairfax, in the action-adventure comedy film The Lost City, opposite Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. 120. He portrayed musician Weird Al Yankovic in Weird, The Al Yankovic Story, a biographical parody film produced for the Roku channel 121 for which he received his first Primetime Emmy Award nomination. 122. In early 2022, Radcliffe returned to the stage acting alongside Jonathan Groff and Lindsay Mendez in the New York Theatre Workshop revival of the Stephen Sondheim musical Merrily We Roll Along, in which he played Charlie Kringas. 123. The revival started on November 21, 2022 and opened on December 12, 2022, running for a limited engagement through 8 January 2023. 124. Before transferring to a critically acclaimed run on Broadway. 125. The production closed on July 7, 2024. 126. For his performance, Radcliffe won the Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical. 128 A film version of Merrily We Roll Along, starring Radcliffe and his co-stars from their stage production, had been picked up by Sony Pictures Classics. 129 The release date for the US was set for December 5, 2025. 130 Radcliffe returned to Broadway in the interactive one-man play Every Brilliant Thing at the Hudson Theatre in February 2026, earning a second Tony nomination. 131 132 In March 2026, it was announced that Law & Order, Special Victims Unit star Mariska Hargitay would replace Radcliffe in the play starting May 2026. 133. Radcliffe is set to star alongside Lucas Hedges in the war thriller Trust the Man. 134 In May 2025, it was announced that Radcliffe would star in the Tina Fey-produced television series The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins alongside Tracy Morgan and Erica Alexander. 135 The first episode premiered in January 2026. 136 In May 2026, The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins was renewed for a second season. 137. Acting credits and accolades. See also, Daniel Radcliffe on screen and stage and list of awards and nominations received by Daniel Radcliffe. Radcliffe is known for his starring roles portraying the title role in the Harry Potter film series, 2001 to 2011, poet Allen Ginsberg in the biographical drama Kill Your Darlings, 2013, and musical satirist Weird Al Yankovic in the biopic parody Weird, The Al Yankovic Story, 2022, the later of which earned him a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series or Movie. He has also acted in numerous other films from a wide variety of genres such as the horror films The Woman in Black, 2012, Horns, 2013, and Victor Frankenstein, 2015, the surrealist comedy Swiss Army Man, 2015, the romantic comedy The F Word, 2013, the crime thriller Imperium, 2016, and the adventure comedy The Lost City, 2022. He has also established himself as a stage actor, making his Broadway debut in a revival of the Peter Shaffer play Equus, 2007. He returned to Broadway in the musical revival of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, 2011, earning a nomination for the Grammy Award for Best Musical Theatre Album, the Martin McDonagh play The Cripple of Inishmaan, 2014, and Stephen Sondheim's musical Merrily We Roll Along, 2023, the latter of which earned him a Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical and another Grammy Award nomination. Other ventures. Philanthropy. Radcliffe has lent his support to various charitable organizations. He designed the CU bed for Habitat's VIP Kids range, a cube made of 8 smaller ones which can be made into a bed, chaise longue, or chair, 138 with all the royalties from the sale of the bed going directly to his favorite charity, De Melza House Children's Hospice in Sittingbourne, Kent. 139 Radcliffe has urged fans to make donations to the charity's Candle for Care program in lieu of giving him Christmas presents. In 2008, he was among several celebrities who donated their old glasses to an exhibit honoring victims of the Holocaust. 140 During the Broadway run of Equus he auctioned off a pair of jeans and other items worn in the show, for New York-based Broadway Cares/Equity Fights AIDS 141 and was a presenter at the 2011 Gypsy of the Year competition. 142. He has also made donations in support of Get Connected UK, a London-based free confidential national helpline for troubled youth. 143. Political and social views. Radcliffe is a supporter of the Labour Party. 144 He previously supported the Liberal Democrats 145 and endorsed then Lib Dem leader Nick Clegg in the 2010 general election. In 2012, however, he switched his political alignment to Labour, citing disillusionment with the performance of Clegg and the Liberal Democrats while in government, and approving of then Labour leader Ed Miliband. 144 In 2015, he endorsed Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party leadership campaign. He told The Big Issue, "I feel like this show of sincerity by a man who has been around long enough and stuck to his beliefs long enough that he knows them and doesn't have to be scripted is what is making people sit up and get excited. It is great." 146-147. In 2009, Radcliffe stated that although he considers himself a fierce patriot, he supports abolishing the British monarchy and replacing it with a republic, adding that the monarchy symbolized a lot of what is wrong with the country. 148. He supports British unionism, and opposed the 2014 Scottish independence referendum because he personally likes the UK being how it is. 149. Radcliffe is supportive of the LGBTQ community. Speaking out against homophobia, he began filming public service announcements in 2009 for the Trevor Project, promoting awareness of gay teen suicide prevention. 150-151. He first learned of the organization while performing Equus on Broadway in 2008. 151 and has contributed financially to it. 152. He said in a 2010 interview, "I have always hated anybody who is not tolerant of gay men or lesbians or bisexuals. Now I am in the very fortunate position where I can actually help or do something about it." In the same interview, he stressed the importance of public figures advocating for equal rights. 151. He received the Trevor Project's Hero Award in 2011 for his contributions. 150, 153, 154. In June 2020, amid controversy over Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling's remarks on transgender people, Radcliffe penned an essay published by the Trevor Project in which he voiced support for the transgender community and expressed regret that Rowling's statements tarnished some fans' experience of the Harry Potter books. 155, 156. Personal life, relationships and family. Radcliffe with partner Aaron Dark at the 77th Tony Awards. Radcliffe splits his time between homes in the Fulham area of London 157 and the West Village neighborhood of New York City's Manhattan borough. 158. He has been in a relationship with American actress Aaron Dark since 2012, after having met on the set of Kill Your Darlings. 159. They have a son, who was born in April 2023. 160. Radcliffe called fatherhood the literal best thing that ever happened to me. 161. Radcliffe is close with his family, whom he credits for keeping him grounded. 162. In 2024, he had said that his parents, who had been married for 30 years, had inspired him in his relationship with Dark. 163. In August 2010, he became teetotal after finding himself becoming too reliant on alcohol. 164. Particularly during the filming of Half-Blood Prince. 165. 166. In March 2020, he appeared as the guest on BBC Radio 4's Desert Island Discs, where he discussed his alcohol misuse during his teens and his decision to become teetotal, and how his parents' support and staying in his native England helped him cope with fame. 167. 168. Wealth. Radcliffe was reported to have earned £1 million for the first Harry Potter film, 39, around £15 million for the sixth, 21, and around £39 million for the final two movies combined. 169. 170. In all, he is estimated to have made a total of £75.4 million from the entire franchise. 171. 170. He appeared on the Sunday Times Rich list in 2006, which estimated his personal fortune to be £14 million, making him one of the richest young people in the UK. 172. In March 2009, he was ranked at number 1 on the Forbes Most Valuable Young Stars list, 173, and by April the Daily Telegraph measured his net worth at £30 million, making him the 12th richest young person in the UK. 174. Radcliffe was considered to be the richest teenager in England later that year. 21. In February 2010, He was named the 6th highest paid Hollywood male star 175 and placed at number 5 on Forbes' December list of Hollywood's highest grossing actors with a film revenue of $780 million, mainly due to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows being released that year. 176 as of 2021, Radcliffe's net worth is estimated at £95 million. 177. Health. In 2008, Radcliffe revealed that he has a mild form of the neurological disorder dyspraxia, which sometimes prevents him from doing simple activities such as writing or tying his shoelaces. He said, "I was having a hard time at school, in terms of being crap at everything, with no discernible talent." 178. While on the set of the 2013 film Horns, Radcliffe accidentally drank antifreeze, which caused him to become horrendously ill for a disgusting, feverish 3 days. 179. In early 2026 he discussed having given up smoking after having smoked pretty heavily for 20 years. 180. Religious beliefs. Radcliffe stated of his beliefs in 2012, "There was never religious faith in the house. I think of myself as being Jewish and Irish, despite the fact that I'm English." 18. He has said that his family are Christmas tree Jews. 181. 182 And he said, "I'm an atheist, but I'm very proud of being Jewish. It means I have a good work ethic, and you get Jewish humor and you're allowed to tell Jewish jokes." 69. 183. In 2009, he stated that he was an atheist and said, "I'm very relaxed about being an atheist. I don't preach my atheism, but I have a huge amount of respect for people like Richard Dawkins who do. Anything he does on television, I will watch." 184. 185. He said in 2012, "I'm an atheist, and a militant atheist when religion starts impacting on legislation." 186. In 2019, he described himself as agnostic leaning toward atheism. Rupert Alexander Lloyd Grint Grint born August 24, 1988, is an English actor. He rose to fame for his role as Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter film series, for which he was cast at age 11, having previously acted only in school plays and his local theater group. Grint portrayed Weasley in all 8 films in the series, beginning with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, 2001, and concluding with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2, 2011. Since then, he has continued to work in film, television, and theater. Beginning in 2002, Grint began to work outside of the Harry Potter franchise, with a co-leading role in Thunderpants. He starred in the dramedy Driving Lessons, 2006, and the drama Cherry Bomb, 2009, and co-starred in the comedy Wild Target, 2010. After the Harry Potter series concluded, he appeared in the films Into the White, 2012, Charlie Countryman, 2013, CBGB, 2013, Moonwalkers, 2015, and Knock at the Cabin, 2023. Grint made his stage debut in 2013 in Mojo at the Harold Pinter Theatre. He executive produced and starred in the television series Snatch, based on the film of the same name. He has also starred in the black comedy series Sick Note, the mystery thriller miniseries The ABC Murders, and the psychological horror series Servant. Early life. Grint was born on August 24, 1988 in Harlow, Essex, to Nigel Grint, a dealer in racing memorabilia, and Joanne Grint, née Parsons. 1. He is the eldest of 5 siblings. 3. He has said that his earliest goal in life was to become an ice cream man. 1. He grew up in Wotton at Stone, Hertfordshire 4 and was educated at Richard Hale School, in Hertford. 5. Grint was raised a Catholic and said he feared God as a child. 6. While in school, he took an avid interest in theater. He began performing in school productions and joined the Top Hat Stage and Screen School, a local theater group that cast him as a fish in Noah's Ark and a donkey in a nativity play. He continued participating in school plays as he moved into secondary school. Nonetheless, he had never acted professionally prior to the Harry Potter series. 7. He left school at 16 to focus on his acting career, saying he didn't really like school that much. 3. Career. 1999 to 2011, Harry Potter and worldwide recognition. Starting in 1999, casting began for the film adaptation of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the best-selling novel by J.K. Rowling. Rowling insisted the cast be British and assisted Susie Figgis and director Chris Columbus in casting the roles. 9. Grint, a fan of the book series, chose to audition for the role of Ron Weasley, one of Harry Potter's best friends at Hogwarts. Having seen a news round report about the open casting, he sent in a video of himself rapping about how he wished to receive the role, and the casting team asked for a meeting with him. 10. In August 2000, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Grint were selected to play Harry, Hermione Granger, and Ron. 11. Grint is the oldest member of the trio. 12. The release of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 2001 was Grint's debut screen performance. 13. Breaking records for opening day sales and opening weekend takings, it was the year's highest grossing film. 14. With a total of $974 million in its theatrical run, it stands as the series' second most commercially successful entry. 15. It was critically well received, scoring mainly positive reviews. However, a number of critics found the adaptation's faithfulness to the book both its best and worst quality. 16. Grint won a Satellite Award in the category of Outstanding New Talent, and a Young Artist Award for Most Promising Young Newcomer. 17. 18. A year later, Grint again starred as Ron in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, 2002. It opened to positive reviews and critics generally enjoyed the lead actor's performances. Both Los Angeles Times and New York Magazine observed that Grint and his peers had matured between films, 19, with the latter pointing out that Grint had become more proficient and said they missed the amateurish ardor the actor and Watson carried in Philosopher's Stone. 20. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, 2004, was released on May 31 in the UK. The film sees all three of its lead characters hover on the brink of adolescence, and while they look braver and more capable than before, the dangers they face seem far more grave and their vulnerability more intense. 21. Alfonso Cuarón took over direction for Prisoner of Azkaban, which remains the lowest-grossing Harry Potter film with $795 million in revenue. 1522. Nonetheless, it was the second highest-grossing movie of 2004, behind Shrek 2. 23. Grint at the Toronto premiere of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix in 2007. In 2005, Grint reprised his role for the fourth film in the series, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The adaptation, unlike previous films, explored romantic elements and included more humor. 24. In a 2005 interview with IGN, all three lead actors singled out humor as a reason for the film's success. 24. It was directed by Mike Newell, whom Grint characterized as really loud and not afraid to swear at you, but he was really cool. 25. Goblet of Fire is one of the series' best reviewed installments, and is noted for its characters' maturity and sophistication, darker and more complex plotline, and the quality of the screenplay and lead actors' performances. 26. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the fifth film in the Harry Potter franchise, was released to cinemas in 2007. A huge financial success, it set a record worldwide opening weekend gross of $394 million, superseding Spider-Man 3. 27. It was directed by a new filmmaker, David Yates, 28, who directed all of the subsequent Potter films. Grint said the laid-back director was really good and helped keep the material fresh. 25. Grint and his Harry Potter co-stars left imprints of their hands, feet, and once in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. 29. On July 15, 2009, the series' sixth installment, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, was released and again set box office records. 31 in its theatrical run, it earned $933 million ticket sales. 15 It is also one of the most positively reviewed Harry Potter films, with critics praising its emotionally satisfying story, direction, cinematography, visual design, and music. 33 Grint observed a change in Ron in this entry, pointing out that his once insecure, often overshadowed character started to become more secure and even began to show a dark side. He found it fun to personify a more emotional Ron. 7 Between 2009 and 2010, Grint's work received 3 award nominations, including one win an Otto Award from the German magazine Bravo. 34. Grint with co-stars Daniel Radcliffe, left, and Emma Watson, middle, at the premiere of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2 in 2011. Despite the previous film's successes, the franchise's future was put into question when the 3 lead actors had reservations about signing on for the final 2 films. 35 However, by March 2007, Grint agreed to return for the last installments. 36 For financial and scripting reasons, the final book was divided into 2 films, shot back-to-back. 37 With filming concluding in June 2010. 38 After completing the final film, Grint said, "I mean, it literally has been my childhood, and suddenly it all came down to really just one random scene, with us jumping through a fireplace, and then it was over. It's very odd. Because suddenly it was all over, just like that. It was really emotional for all of us, realizing that we're never going to be doing this again." 7. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1, 2010, was released in November and grossed over $950 million. 15 It set several box office records. 39 And received mostly favorable reviews. 16 Grint's portrayal of Ron again earned him critical praise. Reviewing the adaptation for Slate, Dana Stevens called all 3 of the leads terrific. 40 Although he disliked the film, Joe Morgenstern of the Wall Street Journal wrote that Grint has grown up to be a skillful actor who knows the value of a slow burn. 41 Grint's performance brought him nominations from the MTV Movie Awards and National Movie Awards for Best Fight and Performance of the Year in 2000.